Are you guys? Okay. We had some questions. Actually, a lot of questions. Okay. I want to talk to you about brewing the tea. Okay. These are viable questions because it can be confusing. It's like, well, how much do you use? Well, how long do you steep it? And stuff like that. I'm a multitasker, so I'm doing one thing, I'm always doing another. Okay. Two people out of like 200 have said that they thought there was an ill effect to marshmallow. Okay. There is so many opinions on that because marshmallow root, not the twigs and berries. Let's just say it like that, twigs and berries. That's funny. Marshmallow root is, you can brew it cold. Can. Doesn't mean you have to. If you have a blood sugar issue, okay, then like diabetes, then maybe this is not the herb for you because it's not horrific, but it's not going to give you a pancreatic attack. Pancreatic attack. Why was I thinking that? Oh, I know why, because a friend of mine and I talked about that today. It's not going to give you an IC attack. I don't think anything can give you an IC attack except for IC. Okay. But hey, maybe so. Let me put a marshmallow root substitute in my good search engine. And then I can upload this video because I haven't had time, you guys. I had my installation yesterday. Wow. Check this out. Substitutes for rare and endangered herbs for dummies. Let's see what it says, man. Yeah, it'd be funny. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, guess what they said? Golden seal. We're already taking it. Smarty butt. Wild yam. That's another one. Slippery elm. We're already taking that. We didn't put the slippery elm in the tea, though. Remember? It was a substitute for something. It's another one that we can add on. So, you can get wild yam tea, which is good for you, by the way. I know that tea. So for those of you that think you're having a reaction, first of all, I'd want to know what the reaction is. Is it like itching, hiving? Or are you like, stomach ache? Or like, you know what I mean? What's the reaction? If you feel like, honestly, in your heart of hearts that, you're about to mix all this crap and like you're having a thing with marshmallow, substitute it for wild yam. Got rid of that problem. That was one question. Boop, out of the way. Okay. So your mix would be wild yam, right? Isn't that cool? There's always another one. And you can look in Ayurvedics too. And look in Chinese and look at America. There's like 14 other countries that do herbs. Okay, so that's that one thing. If you really true in your heart of hearts feel like marshmallow is the culprit, then stop taking it and substitute it with wild yam. Which, by the way, is a what? Root. You got it. Okay. I'm seeing a tendency here. Okay. Somebody asked me to list the symptoms. Okay. I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because I see people who've been diagnosed and or haven't been diagnosed. I understand you want the symptoms, but we have so many. I mean, each one of us are different and unique, and we all have different symptoms. All I know is it hurts like a mofo, and it ruins your life, and you pee 50, 60 times a day, and you get weird rashes that won't go away. You can't have sex. I mean, it's just so many things. And some people are bedridden. And we have many forms of treatment. This one that I'm talking about now is holistic. It's more holistic. Hey. I have 2 yappy dogs. If a leaf comes down, they start yapping. I was supposed to break them out of the habit when they were young, but I thought they were being cute. And like 6 months later, here I am going bonkers. So on a sidebar, our symptoms are too many to list. Go to IC.org, ICH.org, and look up the symptoms. And that's general. That is not some of the symptoms that many of our members feel. There's some things that we're like, and we think we're crazy, but it's a symptom. Just like when I told everybody I had a backache. They were like, what? And I was like, no, my freaking back hurts, man. I can't bend, I can't twist, I can't even lift my leg. And they were like, what? Because they didn't have that symptom yet. Keyword, yet. So symptoms, that's the general coverage on that. Okay, let's go into the tea making. So you have 2 cups of herbs, right? And you're going to make your tea for the week. A week and 8-9 days. Okay, depending on how much you're drinking. Now, today I drank a big old dose. Why? Because I just had an instill. And tomorrow I want to have a good day, don't I? And today was kind of like chill day, recover. Yesterday was like shit show of installation. Because I had a little bit of a backache going on. And so what did they do? They got in there and poked on me and then boom, threw me into a flare. And then I came home and I drove home actually, and I was kind of like, because I had felt so good. So getting taken, had a little bit of a backache, and I had a little tinge at the bottom of my pelvic area. Yes, this is great for pelvic floor. Many of you will get, I think it's called vulvaritis. I have the vulva part too, where my vulva feels like it's on fire. And my anal cavity will feel like burning. I mean, that's just 2 more symptoms, right? I have the pelvic floor one. I have, and I have IBS-C. So that's where mine came out. Great. Constipation. Fabulous. I've been asked about the mesquite because I put them in the videos. Mesquite is really good for your stomach. And you can get, my mom has a mesquite bean tree. Bitch. And, no, she's not a bitch. Mom gets the little mesquite beans and then she grinds them and she sends me the powder. And you can sprinkle it on your cereal. It tastes really good. Like if you take a bite of it, you're like, then pretty soon you're like putting it on everything and then you have diarrhea, so be careful. It really works. So that's a question I got. And then, okay, so steeping. So you have 2 cups and you either have a bandana that you can put it in. Make sure you wet the bandana first because you're putting dry on top of dry. So what happens? Your tea goes flying around and then you're upset because you paid a freaking fortune for this tea and now it just went down the sink or whatever, on the floor. God only knows. And we don't have a little vacuum to suck up our herbs, so we suck. So if you don't have the little condom looking thing like I have, like I've showed you in other videos, you can do tea balls. It's just better if it's in some kind of apparatus because it's a lot. 2 cups is a lot. And so put your 2 cups in and then add another favorite flavor you have because you want to make it enjoyable. You don't want to like gag down a tea that you don't like if you don't like the flavor. I like the flavor because I'm used to it. So I add the peppermint to the 2 cups and then I put in that big condom looking thing. And now when I mix my teas, because I'm getting my teas slowly, I'm mixing them, and as I'm mixing them, you know, and of course Mom put blueberries in there. God, Mom, thanks. You know, I don't have any dehydrated blueberries. So she threw those in there, so I guess that made it taste better, but I put the peppermint in. Now, so you boil a gallon of water, and you're like, okay, it can't be boiling. So when is it not boiling? Well, whenever it's not boiling. As soon as it stops, like you get it to, you see one little bubble, push it over to another side of the stove, and let it calm down for like 5 or 10 minutes. Just like 5 or 10 minutes because it's still freaking hot. And then put your herbs in and then put a plate on top. Steeping means that you're trapping the moisture too. Now, there's an issue. These teas were not every one of these teas are made in hot water. You can use the marshmallow in cold water. I've seen a lot of people do that. It's called cold pressing or something. I'm just used to doing them out of boil. So I call them out of boil, when they're out of the boil. And I steep it like that, and it sits all day. So I make sure that I have another day of the tea, and then I make the other one and get it going. And I always know because I get low. If you want a little extra licorice instead of the marshmallow, you can. Marshmallow is there for inflammation and for removing a pus. And no wonder my nose straightened up because I had a sinus problem too. And so if you want to minus the marshmallow, you could add more licorice. You could add more sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla is really good as an antibiotic and pain. Oh my God. we might be underestimating this little powerhouse of an herb. It was chewed on. There's all kinds of weird things with herbs. But sarsaparilla is a really good one, but it's expensive. But we can find another one. To replace it, you use a wild yam, like I said. You'll have the same effect. I think the marshmallow is on the stronger side, but it wouldn't hurt to have the wild yam. I mean, think about yams and their benefits. Think about a yam, a wild yam. I know a friend who grows it out in his forest. He's the one that's sending me the golden seal roots. But he did tell me that they can't be waterlogged and there's snow on them right now. Hope I don't mess that up. Okay. Golden seal, echinacea. Of course, all the high-powered ones. I mean, that's why people take echinacea, black cohosh, American ginseng. So all those things are in a substitution of the marshmallow if you feel you're having a reaction. But I'm sorry. I don't mean to not validate your feelings. I'm validating your feelings, but I just don't believe there's side effects to herbs. I don't. I've never had one bad reaction. And I'm a sensitive ninny. Like, if they give me, like, here's some echinacea right here. Okay, look. I take crap all the time. I take stuff all the time. Like, I take herbs all the time, and nothing bothers me. And when I take pharmaceuticals, I'll have, like, horrible sensitivity to it. I'm like, what's the deal here? I'm really, really sensitive. Now, another thing. If you're taking a marshmallow and you are reading other ingredients underneath that, there's something wrong with that marshmallow. Okay? This is the root, not the twigs and berries. So if you bought a marshmallow, and it doesn't say root, it just says marshmallow tea, and you look and it has the twigs and berries in it, and a filler, and and it's not a cotton bag that was good, what are you really having a reaction to? So I hate to address it like that, but that's the only way I can address it because I don't know you and I don't know your side effects. But be careful with blood sugars. So if your blood sugar is you're diabetic, or you're borderline, you probably don't want marshmallow on board. Just because hey, don't start. I mean, talk about irritating. I mean, she like wails. Okay, so that's the one thing, the steeping part. Okay, let me tell you a little secret. Do you honestly think I'm going to brew 2 cups and not try to get another at least quarter batch of freaking water? I'm going to do it because I'm making root beer. And I made root beer, and they sent me this bag of herbs because I didn't know what the herbs were. I'm so stupid. And they said, use root beer extract at Walmart. And I'm like, no, I want real root beer. So I got the little kit, and it's $12. And I was like, it's worth it. It's worth it. It wasn't worth it. And so they gave me like a cup of the herbs in a muslin bag, which I probably should send everyone. I get tons of muslin bags. Probably should just send it like that so you could stick the muslin bag and then you'll have one. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, I might think of that later. Don't remind me. So, because if I'm going to send it to you, it's going to weigh a certain amount. And then if it weighs a certain amount, it ships to a certain place and it's more expensive. And then you're going to have to pay more. Maybe you could send me a self-addressed stamped envelope with a friggin' check so I can pay for my herbs, man. You can't take all my herbs and I'm not going to pay. I need some pay for it. And I'm not going to charge you for labor because I have it on leaf form. It's like, done, you know. So anyway, let's talk about it. So your water's off boil and you're going to stick your herbs in there and you use a cotton t-shirt and the rubber band's in the water. Oops. Guess what's going to happen? All the herbs is going to go into the water and then you're going to cry because you're going to be like, how do I get it out of there? You're going to panic. Well, the thing is, just grab that and pour it through a sieve and then get it out of the sieve and then try to put it back in the thing. Or you could just dump it back in with like a rubber spatula, dump it all back in and boil it again or get it up to hot and then, you know, and be careful. Don't let it boil. When you see like a little bit of steam coming out, that's when you know it's ready to go. Now, okay, so everybody's asking me, what size container do you have? A gallon. And then how many times do I do it? Well, I do it one time, okay, because I do a gallon at a time. Hey, stop. Pippi, she's such a pain. Come on, Pippi. You want to come on camera? Come on. You can say hi to everybody. Oh, you want to be shy? Okay. So, okay, so it's going to be a little off boil. And then, or you can wait. If you want to do it warm, go ahead. Go do it warm. What the heck can happen? I mean, I don't know. But this is what I do. It's a trick. I squeezed the root beer herbs and I was like, wait a minute, there's still brown stuff coming out of it. So what did I do? I did another batch. Guess what? It was weaker, but I got another root beer batch. They didn't tell me I could do it twice. So I ended up with 4 quarts of root beer extract. And root beer extract, by the way, is really good for you. I made my own extract. Because what's in it? Sarsaparilla, wintergreen, star anise. Those are all herbs. So check this out. I was like, I'm going to check my tea stuff and see if I can get another batch out of it. Well, it was really diluted and stuff, so I was like, oh well. And I left it on the stove with a cover. And so whenever I would fill my teacup, I would get it up to right there, okay? And I would pour the diluted stuff in there because I wasn't going to waste that. I'm not going to waste those barks. You can't tell me that when a bark gets wet, it's completely done with 1 gallon and then there's nothing left in it. There's going to be like diluted water in there and it's going to have some of my juice, some of my medicine. So I pour that in another container and then I just add it to my other container. I just add it in there every day until the diluted part's gone and then I throw my herbs in the compost. So when I get that bag and I go like that, that's why I like the bags. You go like this. It's like, why is it still coming out brown? That's because you got another load in you. It's a diluted load, but nonetheless, it's a load, right? So I don't like to dilute that. I'm super picky about that. I want it to be super strong, super the way it's supposed to be, and super great for me. So then I put the stevia in it. When it's all done, the herbs have been removed. Like I said, if you drop it accidentally, don't be scared. Just like sieve it out. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you can do it. And then do round 2. Like I said, I do half gallon. And the reason why I do it is because if it's all in the gallon like that and my herbs are floating on top, I just feel like it might spill or it might have to, I'll dump it or something. So sometimes I'll do half of the pot, which is half a gallon, and I'll stick the herbs in there and I'll let it steep. And then that evening it'll be to room temperature and then I'll dump it into the container. And then I'll do another one the next day. And then I'll do another half a gallon, and then I'll put it in there, and then I'll run it again another time. Because if it's even slightly off clear, that tells me there's stuff left in it. Darn it, because I'm not wasting my herbs. Okay, the other questions, what were they? Do I leave it on the counter? Yes. Is it better in glass? Yes. Is it better if you do it in plastic? You can't really, like they say plastic absorbs things, so it might take away from your herbs. I wouldn't put it in plastic. Like, put it in glass jars. I don't care if you have to save a pickle jar from last year. I mean, you have no idea how many jars I have, so I just, like, stick it everywhere. Can we substitute any of the stuff? Well, you could with wild yams. Isn't that funny? Everything we do is a bark or a root. What that means is that things under the ground, it's getting pure saturated organic matter, and it grows and develops in there. And if that soil is so perfect, it will grow, and it will grow substantially. And so they're getting a wild yam, and they're digging it up, and then they're breaking down in the root form, and then they're going and giving you the medicine. Okay, and wild yam's used a lot of times for female problems. Now, this is your journey into the tea. The tea is to be taken with a golden seal capsule. I'm in a little funny mood today because I was so sick yesterday. Oh God, did I drop a golden seal? Hope not, Mom will kill me. I've had these for over a month. And I have like 1/3 of a bottle. This is the size of the capsule. It is, I think, a 0. I think when I asked Mom, she said it was a 0. It's 385 milligrams. So now you know the milligrams. If you bought the golden seal at Walmart, better make sure it doesn't have any fillers in it. That means you're not getting a pure golden seal root. Now the ones I'm going to make, it's pure, baby. And I'm going to show you why. And these all came from Frontier. The reason why they came from Frontier is because Mom and I trusted that product. I just found a piece of the herb. I found an herb on my couch. Okay. So here's your capsule maker. I haven't opened it yet because I don't have time, and It's for filling double zeros. Okay, Mama's right. The ones that Mama made were double zeros. They weren't zeros. Because like Mama said, you can go down from that. Okay. This is my capsule maker. Oh God, that looks too complicated. I'm not going to open it. I better stay one day and do that. Okay. Here is my golden seal root. That's that much. So I wonder how many capsules we'll get out of it. This is USD organic. Okay, USDA. It is a root, and its name is Hydrastis canadensis. Okay. Here's our Frontier Organic. I opened it because I wanted to see what it looked like. Cut and sifted Paudiarco. Its name is... I can't name it. Oh. And it tells you the directions on there. So it'll tell you how many milligrams and how many carbohydrates. Ooh, it has calcium, which we lack in our diet. Yay, Cindy, good job. Okay, here's the capsules. And those are vegan, organic, non-GMO, no gluten. And here is our licorice root, cut and sifted. I want to taste one. Oh, licorice root. Does it taste like licorice? I opened it because I was trying to look in there and see what it looked like. Let's see. Ew, it's cut and sifted. Tastes like crap. Ew. Oh, wait. Mmm. Oh, that's really sweet. Mom says she chews stuff all the time. I should taste it. Mmm, that's what makes it really creamy. Licorice root. Okay. So we're waiting for what? A couple more? Okay. Gonna have to learn how to make the capsules. Okay. So, we've covered steeping, right? If you want to do 2 gallons, go ahead. I wouldn't do another 2 gallons, though, to do your second round. You know what I'm saying? I mean the second fake round. Like the one where I'm saying that has some left in it. It's going to be really diluted. That's really good. Okay. So, it doesn't taste like licorice at all. It tastes sweet and creamy. Okay, so I'm of the belief, and I'm a cheapskate, that if you boil something once, I mean, is it really once? Okay, if I boil a potato, it's done. If I boil an egg, it's done. But when I do tea, I notice this with peppermint. It's like, oh, just throw away. I just had a cup, so I'm going to throw it away. I have this little pot, a kettle-like thing, and I throw the bag in there. I throw like 2 bags in there. And I had some left over for the next day. And I wasn't paying attention one day, and I grabbed it and was like, oh, I'm going to have a peppermint iced tea. And I went like that, and it was dark as hell. And I was like, what, because it's steeped all night? Oh, okay. So what I'm saying is, after you're done with your 2 cups, throw it in another one. Do another, like, I don't know, like a half a gallon of water and steep it again. And see if you get some more juice out of it. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to waste our medicine. So, constipation's healed with mesquite flour. They call it a flour because it's ground from like mesquite beans, I think Mom told me. Slippery elm is for an anti-inflammatory, but you can use another one, wild yam. Marshmallow. Slippery elm is for a particular issue that I have. You can look it up and you'll see. Because I don't want to take 45 minutes on this video. And then, what's the other thing? Golden seal. Oh my God. It's like the miracle drug. Like, you can tell I'm feeling better from my end still. Hasn't been in 24 hours, and I feel amazing. They did a mold ones on me, and it hurt like a and we found another way to do it. So if any of you are on installations, I'll tell you. When they go in, they drop some of the mold one in the urethra entrance. Go in, dump, 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 and then dump, and then pull out, dump, 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 all the way out of the urethra, and then they dump a little bit more. So they've been actually ordering a little bit more for me. Was I sick? Yes. If you look at my videos, I think I found some of them at 3 years. So I had been sick like 3 years ago and was living with that and not saying a word. And I think my husband kind of hates me for it. No, he doesn't. He loves me. So right now I'm making a sourdough starter for him. I do a lot of stuff for him. My husband is an ISO trucker, and the reason why he does it is so I can have money to buy my medicine. And part of my medicines are herbal, and we went this route because we started giving up on doctors, and we got tired of it, and now my doctor wants my recipe. I should charge her, damn it. You know, because she makes a heck of an amount of money, you know what I mean? Because my doctor's good. I am getting a tea buildup on this edge, and it is making me insane, and that's disgusting. Well, whatever. I don't care. I drink tea all day. Look. Tea. Look. Our tea's so good. Remember when I told you it was creamy? It's because that licorice root. Okay. Symptoms I cannot list. Physicians, if you want to ask your physician, you can ask them about the things that you're drinking. I know some of you need the 2 cups. We might want to figure out something with a self-addressed snapped envelope, because I'm telling you, each 2 cups is different for each state. Is that stupid or what? I mean, if you're shipping something to Montreal, Canada, I get that part, or Quebec. But I mean, I just don't understand, like, why in the United States it's not a flat rate. But I guess because it's going miles longer. I know that. But I just don't understand why it's like, if we weigh 2 cups, it doesn't weigh that much, right? The weight is not going to be the issue. The issue is going to be like, I'm going to be at the postal office every day. So if you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope that's prepaid, and in a bigger envelope, then I can send you your 2 cups, and I would say 14 capsules of Golden Seal. Now, let's be real. I cannot make you take it, and I cannot tell you when you're taking it, how you're taking it. So we have to take it accurately, and you have to give it a try. So mentally, you might be blocked off to this, and so you cannot do that. Do not do that. Stop being negative. If you're having a reaction to the marshmallow, I think you can brew that separately. So let's just say, look, if there's 5 ingredients in a gallon, you can divide, you get 5, that's so stupid. Okay, well, there's 4 quarts to a gallon. So you divide 5 by 4, and then you get 1.2. Okay, so one of your parts is going to be marshmallow. When I don't know how many parts we have, because I have to make my first 2 cups. So I'm going to make it in bulk, so it's going to be different. So I'm going to literally do like 2 cups of marshmallow. So for those of you that are having trouble with the marshmallow, come off of that and try 1 more day of it cold. But if it's already mixed in the whole tea, then that defeats the purpose. Okay, if you feel like the marshmallow is giving you trouble, then take it out and see if you can return it, because most organic places will return. You can just be like, look, I'm having a reaction. I have hives all over my neck, or just make up something, and they'll give you your money back. And when they do, get some wild yam. If you can't take it back and you bought it in bulk, you can still ship it back. They won't say anything, and you'll get your money back. So that's another way. If you're really, really in your heart, being honest with yourself, if you believe that you're having a reaction, which I kind of don't believe, then try it in cold water. I know that they have some, but that's why Mom and I aren't doing this in boil factor. But you can't do it in completely cold water. You wouldn't get any of the herbs to come out. So we have to do it in hot water. Not hot water from the tap. We're talking about put the water, let it boil, simmer it down, or you start to see a little bit of steam, but stop it. Take it off the burner. Take it off the burner. Do not ever leave anything on the burner, because if you do, it will begin to boil because it's still in its hot stage. So then, so with marshmallow, I don't know what to say about that. Oh my God, I hate this stupid marshmallow now. If you really feel like you're having a side effect, then don't take it. And then we want to go ahead and stick wild yam in there, which I might do anyway, because most of us female at 50 years plus, we need a little wild yam in our life, if you know what I mean. So, wild ham, more like it. So this won't be uploaded until tomorrow. Let me think. So if I ship you 2 cups and 14, promise me that you'll take 14 Golden Seals. Because you know why I want you to take it? Because Golden Seal is it is a miracle drug. It is a miracle drug. And it takes a lot to grow it, let me tell you. It is hectic. Okay, if you only want 10 days, and do 10 days or 9. Okay, if you only want to do 9 days of tea, that's fine. You can do it. I'm not saying it's going to work, though. I know with some of us that are feeling good, and you need to put your testimony down on the video. Give us your testimony. Say, I feel great. I feel different. This is how I feel different, whatever. And let other members know so they'll know that it helps them, okay? I will patent this tea at some point. I'm not saying you can't make it at home. I'm saying that I'm going to patent it because I think that this is something that's going to help many people, especially autoimmune people. I don't know what the deal is, but autoimmune love this too. So I will do that, and then we'll figure out the shipping, you guys. I don't know. Maybe you can look it up on Google because I'm busy. Look up the shipping. Tell me how much it's going to cost and send me an envelope with the cost on it. I'll throw the tea in there. But we still got to figure out the golden seal. It's a pain in the butt. My order sheets are in there, and then I have to add all that up, and then I have to divvy it up, you know. So I think Mama told me what her price was and what she charged, and it was like, it wasn't as much as you think. And ours is pure. That's the other great place. Okay, I think I'm done. I don't remember there being any more questions. Wouldn't it be nice if I wrote all this down? No, I can't do that because I have to go pee because I drink my tea. Okay, I love you all. Yay! Some of us are starting to feel better. Yay! Let's gain more momentum. Let's get more people. Let's put it out there. Put it on your Facebook. Let them know. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We want everybody to feel better. Even if it relieves some of your symptoms, is it not worth it? Yes! The tea. I don't know what we're going to call it. What are we going to call it? I don't know. Come up with some names. Love you.